Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumps back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're hopping into the fortnight, or the event, Denjiro, that just has released over here on the global side of the game. And I gotta say, like, this particular event, it sucks. I hated it on Japan, I hated it on global. It's just not a fun time. But in today's video, I do have two particular teams to take down this fight for you guys. I do have some other teams that I put together on Japan. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll try and leave a card up the top for you guys. If you guys want to check out some other teams of what I actually used on Japan, if you guys have stuff like Marco, if you have stuff like King and Queen, it is going to help you guys out. But on global, being free to play now, I didn't do any summons on this banner. I don't plan on doing any summons on this banner. So we are going in without the rare recruits. We are going without the legends. And I do have a very good team that actually gets it done very, very well. It's not the most max point boosted team, but it gets it done really, really nicely. You can tweak it to get more points, but like the speed of the team just like outweighs the actual running of the content, which in my eyes, when it comes to this content, it's so much better. Because these particular fights against, especially against the arena Ashura Doji that will be coming out soon on global, these fights are so like tailored towards having King and Queen that, like, without them, it just makes them so much harder. But in today's video, I am using a friend King in one of the teams, but the other team does rely on none of the new boosted units, but it does rely on Shanks and Whitebeard, which is another batch most people skipped anyway. But let's take a quick look at the Denjiro, because he's actually a pretty decent free-to-play unit. These free-to-play units, they're actually pretty good. For established accounts, they're not like the be-all or end-all, but they are really good free-to-play options, so I would definitely farm them up. His special changes empty block recovery tandem slots into character zone types. If the crew has an attack boost when the special is launched, he will boost dex and quick character slot effects by 1.75. Otherwise, he gives dex and quick characters a 1.75 times attack boost. This guy also has double special, mind you, so if you have an orb boost, you can trigger his special and get the attack boost. If you have an attack boost, you can trigger an orb boost with this guy's special. Now, if you don't have either, he starts as an attack boost. So there's always that to be mindful of. If you have another character on the team that also does a similar effect, just be mindful this guy starts as an attack booster. His captain ability is like literally who cares. But as I mentioned, he does boost Dex characters base attack by 50, and he does have base stat supports, which is just kind of like who cares. But Denjiro actually does have a limit break, and with his limit break, he actually gets another Sailor ability, which makes Dex characters' quick slots have beneficial effects, which is really nice. But if you are running him under King, it's kind of like, who cares? He does have the special charge decrease. Wait, no, that's not the right thing. This one. He does have the double special, which is awesome. And he also has critical hit. So, pretty good limit break. Obviously, you can farm up his shards. But when it comes to farming this content, as you guys are probably now aware over here on Global, there is actually a boosted list. So if you guys take a look at the boosted list here, these particular characters will actually give you more drops. So if you go to boosted effects, you can have a look at these boosted effects here. Denjiro is the highest booster in terms of free-to-play characters. You have the Zoro, you have the Brook, you have the Rayleigh from Pirate Rumble, you have the Blackbeard from the last Banner Island event, you have the Sea Monster, you have Germa, you have the Batch from Whitebeard and Shanks, and Whitebeard and Shanks themselves. And that's pretty much it when it comes to these boosted units list, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so that's pretty much it when it comes to the boosted list. You also have characters, obviously, like the new batch. They are higher point boosters. So if you have King and Queen, you want to bring King and Queen. If you have the new rare recruits, they're going to give you more points as well. If you can include Denjiro in a team, he is going to help out a lot. And I feel like you can include him on the final team that I'm going to show. But again, like the amount of like points you get just from speedrunning it, it's just way more beneficial in my opinion. So try and build teams with the points. It's going to get the Chopper Man missions done a lot quicker. You can always run the easier stamina as well. Just deck the team out with point boosters and get it done that way as well. But that's going to wrap up us talking about Denjiro. Let's move on to the teams now. Alright, so as mentioned, the first team does utilize the Shanks with a verse Whitebeard friend captain. We are using the new Germa 6+ as well on the team, and we do have the support of Shiki. That is fairly important. So that was the team. Those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, because all these characters are boosted, they get all their special charge. So this is actually a pretty fast run. Like, you don't have to stall because you get all your special charge cooldown, but this particular team is very, very tight when it comes to damage. I wouldn't recommend running this particular team, but if you are missing some of the characters in the next team, even though it's quite free-to-play friendly, if you are missing some of those characters, you can sort of use this particular team. Unfortunately, both the teams do include Germa. If you guys don't have Germa, you can pick them up in the shop right now for 400 coins. They do help out a lot, but obviously, you don't have to run boosted characters. You can run other characters. So, with Germa, you can replace them with another orb booster, I guess. You could use the Shanks orb boost, I guess. Like, that could also work for you, too. But them as a captain, they're super effective against all types. which does help us out drastically for this particular team. On stage 3, we come up against Kyoto Shiro, who puts up a great barrier for 2 turns, as well as giving us a full board of bomb orbs. This is where Ben Beckman's really good. He gives us a full board orbs, he gives us a chain lock, and we can easily take that stage out. Bob's your uncle, easy peasy. Once we move on to stage 4, we come up against Kinemon. Now against Kinemon, he is going to give us a full board of unfavorable slots, which we actually make matching. He only lets us use 2 specials for 99 turns, and he gives us 4 turns of chain coefficient reduction. We're going to use our versatility of Shanks, because we can easily build that up thanks to Ben Beckman, thanks to getting unfavorable odds. And then we can use our Germa special to make themselves captain. That way they're super effective against all types. And they give us a nice chunky orb boost to Psy characters for 3 turns. Really nice that we get the 3-turn buff, because that way we can carry it into the final stage. Once Kinemon dies, though, he does roll our specials back by 2 turns, or 3 turns, I think it is. Yeah, 3 turns, which is very annoying. So when we move into the final stage, we still have that 1 turn of special back, like, recharge. What we're going to do on this stage, we're going to use our Rayleigh special to give our special charge, and then we can use our Mihawk special to get a chain lock as well. Remember, you can only use 2 specials on this particular stage, and there is resilience on Kinemon. The big thing here is we don't really care about Kinemon too much, as we are going to focus on taking out Denjiro himself. We do have the support of Shiki, so that way our Germa is going to be hitting a little bit harder. And as I mentioned, this team is very, very tight when it comes to the damage. You do want to start your chain with Rayleigh. He does have the lowest attack. And remember, your Psy characters are getting an orb boost here, where your Int characters aren't. It's very important that you remember that, because you will be doing significantly less damage with your Int characters compared to your Psy characters. Remember that Germa is super effective against all types. They're going to be hitting very, very hard, and you can easily take out Denjiro. If you don't take out Denjiro, he gives you the 4 tap debuff, and if you don't take out Kinemon, he just does a whole bunch of HP cut and he heals back up. But, funny enough, we are just going to take him out on the 2nd turn. Easy peasy. We have the special of Shanks for a massive orb boost and a base stat boost. We can give ourselves a full board of orbs, and then we can use the Whitebeard special as well to give ourselves a 2.5 times attack boost. If we need it, we have the versatility there too. You can use that on the previous turn to take less damage from that Kinemon shot as well. I actually just forgot to. No reason I didn't. And as you can see, we have heaps of damage even with the chain coefficient reduction to take out our boy Kinemon. So that was the Whitebeard vs Shanks team. As I mentioned, not exactly the be-all or end-all when it comes to this team. I don't really recommend running it, but I did want to give my boys versus Shanks and versus Whitebeard a little bit of screen time. Let's move on to the team that I'll be using to farm it now. And we're going to talk about some tweaks and stuff like that as well. And the final team of the video utilizes a V1 Kaido with a friend Captain King. So that's the team, those are the supports. Let's dive in. Now, even though V1 Kaido isn't actually boosted on this particular team, he's really, really nice because there are no normal attacks only until the final stage, which means that he can actually just blow away the first 4 stages and make it very, very easy to get to the end. And even though he's not boosted, this particular team on screen actually has more points than the previous team that you just saw that was completely boosted. Now, as I was saying, there is a little bit of a way to tweak this. We do have some free-to-play characters in Blackbeard and the Sea Monster on this particular team, but I feel like you could put Denjiro on this particular team as well over Vista. That way you have a higher attack booster on the final stage, and then you could move something like Germa to your captain. Unfortunately, that would mean Germa doesn't become super effective against all types, or you could try some shenanigans and just use something like the Sea Monster as your captain, because the first couple stages don't really mean too much. And once you hit this particular stage against Kyoto Shiro, you can actually just like use the King special here and use the King super typing to actually just tear your way through this particular stage. I don't think there'd be too many issues, but with Kaido, like, he just blows it away. But I have to do some testing and sort of see how that goes. And that way, the run's going to be harder because you don't have the blow away, like the end of turn damage from Kaido, but you will get a little bit more points. But as I was saying in the intro, I feel like just using Kaido, it's just going to save you so much time because you can run this like so much quicker, and you can actually just get so much more out of your runs. Because both Kyoto Shiro and what's his name, Kinemon are quick units as well, it's very easy to kill them with the end of turn damage of Kaido. Anyway, with the support of Swanjuan, Mr. Swanjuan Wolf on our Blackbeard, we can actually remove 2 turns of the chain coefficient reduction that gets inflicted to us on this particular stage against Kinemon. And because of that, we can actually bring the chain coefficient reduction down to 2. And with the Sea Monster special, we can actually give ourselves an orb buff. Now, the orb buff from the Sea Monster is a little bit nicer than the Germa orb buff, but unfortunately we have to use the special of Blackbeard here to actually get the Swanjuan Wolf to activate. You can also use something like the Limited Rare Recruit Smoothie with the Cracker support. That'll also work fine. And that way you don't actually have to trigger the special there. You can actually trigger the King special, and that's going to work absolutely hunky-dory. Or you could even use the Germa special and get him to be super effective, them to be super effective against all types. And that way you can get through that stage a little bit quicker. Because we have the attack boost thanks to King on our Sea Monster as well. No, thanks to Smoker. We're actually going to get the auto trigger of King on this particular stage. We get a full board of unfavorable slots, but that's not going to matter because we're going to get our slots back with Germa anyway. And we get our ship blinded here as well. Remember, there is resilience, but thanks to the end of turn damage that King can provide, we can actually get around that, which is really, really nice. We are going to use the Germa special here. That's going to give us a full board of orbs, as well as making themselves super effective against all types. And then we have Vista for color affinity as well. If you guys don't have this rare recruit Vista, he's really good because he's a powerhouse unit. You can easily just replace him with any other powerhouse unit that does color affinity, and that should work absolutely hunky-dory as well. As you can see, this team has plenty of damage. It has no issues whatsoever, and it actually tears through the content fairly easily. So that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Like I said, check out the link in the description if you guys want to see more teams from my Japan runs on this particular content. But as I mentioned, it's very, very annoying to get those point boosted teams done. But if you enjoyed it anyway, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lates!